I think we are live. So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Ali. I'm so happy to have Ali here with me today. We're going to be talking about goals and setting goals and author goals and writing goals and all of those kind of things. And I thought it would be cool to get Ali on for a couple of reasons. Firstly, because she's on a different journey to me. You're self-publishing your book, aren't you, Ali? So whereas I'm traditionally publishing, so it's nice to see the sort of the differences there. And also she is also very heavily pregnant, same as me. So I think neither of us are going to be going too crazy with our goals, hopefully not anyway.
But you say now.
Yeah, I say that now. Let's wait until the end of the stream and see how we do. But yeah, so I'm going to let Ali introduce herself in a second. But before I do that, if you are watching, pop any goals that you have in the comments. We would love to see them, and also any goals you've been working on over the last few months. We'd love to know what you're all getting up to. So Ali, do you want to explain a little bit about your book and who you are and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah. My name is Alli Earnest, as it says so on my screen here, so that's handy dandy there. I am a science fiction and fantasy author. I write young adults and new adults and adults. I kind of like all of those different age categories. So basically my books are kind of a mesh between the three. Honestly, I like to say I write YA with older characters in a sense. I like to be the bridge maybe between the young adults and then so no adult is what I'm actually publishing as. That's one reason I decided to self-publish actually, was because I wanted to write new adult because it didn't quite fit into the YA, nor did I quite fit into adults. But my new book that's coming out next spring, hopefully, if all things go well, is Cities of Smoke and Starlight, which is a new adult science fantasy. It's more of a like Victorian flair. I like to say Rogue One mixed with the World War I Victorian era like aesthetic, I guess, is kind of what I describe it as right now. I need to work on my blurb, obviously, and my elevator pitch. Clearly.
You need to get that one-liner.
I'll put that as a goal today.
Okay. Great. So Ali was actually the first person to read my writing. So she's very special to me. She holds a very special place in my heart. She did critique my writing before anyone else saw it. So I feel like I owe you a lot.
Excuse you? I owe you a lot. So are you kidding me?
And her book is amazing. Like, I haven't read the most recent version, but I've read an earlier version and it's fantastic. So go and follow her. Her details are down in the description box, and see her book in the spring. Very exciting. So before we get into setting some new goals, I thought let's talk a little bit about the goals that we've had over the last few months and just kind of start looking at how we've got on with them and whether we sort of succeeded or not. So what sort of goals have you had over the past, like since the beginning of 2021, Ali?
Honestly, my goals have completely changed. I had lofty goals for myself. I didn't know exactly what path I was actually going to do at the beginning of the year. So I'd done a new round of beta readers at the very end of last year, and my goal was to finish editing it by, I think, February. And then I was going to send it to a developmental editor because I was like, either if I traditionally publish or try to go that route, or I self-publish, I think that's probably the best choice for me, because I was like, I'm at the point where I needed somebody else to look at it who actually had some good experience. And so I did that. And once I got the comments back, and I had about a month and a half to really think, and then I got pregnant. And so I was sick for a while. And so my goal changed from like, let's query again, because that's honestly what I was going to do. I had about 15 more agents I was going to query. But like the time that I didn't feel like writing because I felt so sick and everything, I was like, you know what? I want this book to be out in the world, and I really like the edits this girl gave me, and I think that it would do best in a self-published market. And so that's what my new goal ended up being, is to self-publish and kind of figure out when to self-publish, because I am on a strict deadline with a baby coming. So my goal for them was like, just figure it out. And that's kind of what my goal has been so far. But now I've kind of added more specific goals, more than figure out what I'm doing with my life. So we can talk about those in a second.
Have you got an actual release date planned yet?
I have one in my mind. Actually, I have two potential ones, but I'm waiting to get my developmental edits done, which my self-imposed deadline is literally next Friday. So, and then I'll make my decision on which release date I kind of want to go with. So I might move it though. So that's why I've always said spring. So I was like, I might move it. Spring technically lasts till June 20th. So, we'll see.
That's the good thing about self-publishing as well, is you can be a little bit more flexible with those deadlines.
I'm finding that I kind of really like that, because I'm definitely not type A. I'm very a type B person. And so that's been really helpful, thinking I can move it if I need to, as long as I don't say anything, I guess, and get people's hopes up.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So in terms of my goals for the year, I mean, it's, again, mine have massively changed, because at the beginning of the year it was to query my novel, and then I did that and got an agent, and then it was to get a book deal, and I've managed to do that. Like, I don't think I've actually announced it on YouTube yet. I was going to put up a video about it, and then I just didn't get around to it because I'm very, very pregnant. But yes, so my book is also coming out in spring. It's coming out in March, which is scarily soon.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's very intense. But so the last few weeks, my goal has been to finish my structural edits. So I got my edits through from my wonderful editor, and they were so much more intense than I was expecting, because I did a round of edits with my agent before we went on submission, and it was intense, but it was like, I don't know, she kind of gave me some very broad feedback, and then I sort of played with it a little bit, and it didn't take me a huge amount of time. Like, I'm pretty sure I got the edits back to her within a few days, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, look at that, like, so quick. And then I got these edits through from my editor, and I very nearly missed my deadline. It was like a Friday deadline, and I handed my edits in at like 4:45 in the afternoon on the Friday. So like right at the end of closing time at the end of the week.
Takes skills to do that.
It was intense. I was not prepared for the level of intensity that the structural edits would be.
I have a question about that, actually. Like, how much time did you get when you got your structural edits back from your editor to actually, like, deadline time to turn it in?
I think it was 2 weeks.
Whew.
It's not long. It was not long. But I mentioned this to Alli before we actually went live, that because I'm pregnant, my deadlines have had to be shortened, because they want all of the edits done before I have the baby, so that then all the like marketing stuff and everything can be going on while I'm kind of recovering from birth. But like the actual hard graft, we're trying to get done before I have the baby. So they actually had a longer plan where it was going to be sort of like longer periods of time to do the edits, but then that can't really happen. So yeah, I'm on much shorter deadlines than I think they would like. But it's fine. I managed it. It's all good. And this second round, I got the second round on Wednesday, and it's much more manageable. I've like looked through it. I haven't started it yet, but I've looked through it, and it's much more manageable than the first round.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, that's been my goals over the last few weeks, is just trying to get those done. It's crazy. And actually, I think that's why I felt ill, because we were meant to be doing this live stream last week, and I'm pretty sure that's what made me ill. It's just like, it was such hard work getting those edits out.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I have so many questions.
I mean, we probably don't want this video to be too
I know,
long.
so I'm like, I'm going to hold them and I'll ask you later, because like I have so many.
So should we start getting into setting some new goals, like goals beyond having a baby?
It's a big one. I think it's probably wise.
Yeah. So actually, I just wanted to quickly, before we jump into this, I wanted to quickly mention one of the other authors who's represented by my agent. She sent me across something that my agent had said to her, just talking about goals and stuff in the publishing industry. And I just thought it was so insightful, and I'm sure she won't mind if I share it here. But she basically, I'm not going to read it word for word, but it's basically saying that like it's every writer's dream to make it their full-time career, but you need to know that it will take like a lot of time, and it doesn't necessarily, setting goals basically doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get to that point, because the publishing industry is so crazy, essentially. Like it dips and it rises, and you know, it's, things can go well and things can go badly through absolutely no fault of your own. So when you're setting your goals, just like try not to, she's basically saying like, if you don't achieve your goals, it could cause you to feel really crappy about yourself. So although it's really important to set goals and to like have positive things to channel your energy into, don't focus on like time frames as such. Like you can focus on things like, okay, I want to get these edits done by this point, or I want to get this book published by this date, or whatever. But rather than saying things like, I don't know, I want to have sold this amount of books by this date, or I want to be, you know, on a bestseller list by this date, because it's really hard to actually achieve those, because it essentially doesn't matter what you do. Like it kind of depends on the industry, and it depends on what people are reading and things like that. So I just thought that was really insightful.
Yeah.
Good thing to remember when setting writing goals. I hope that will make sense. I didn't want to completely read out her email, but
no, I think that's really good, especially because like, I mean, I think people conflate writing dreams, like bucket list items, with like actual goals for like hitting a New York Times bestseller list or Sunday Times or whatever you have over there in the UK. I can't remember. Like that's kind of out of your control. You can market, you can write the best book ever, but like that's a dream for sure. Yeah. And not necessarily a tangible goal, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's setting those, what do they call it, SMART goals, where they say like it needs to be achievable. And it needs to be something that you can actually, you can say like, I'm going to do this by this date, whereas something that's sort of like you say, a bucket list dream, you can't necessarily make sure that that happens. So yeah, so what kind of goals have you got set for like up until Christmas and then up until spring?
Well, funny you ask. I think I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew, but my like big overarching goal is to get everything I can possibly get done with self-publishing before baby comes. So I literally have 2 months, essentially 2 months and a couple of days. And so I want to get all my edits done. I want to get, I mean, just anything you think of. I've already hired the cover designers and stuff like that. I've already kind of done all the like legwork I can, like that I have to do, I guess, essentially, besides like edits and whatnot. But I am still taking a course to kind of figure out how to actually do different things with the actual program, like Amazon and whatnot. So there's a bunch of other things on my plate that I probably haven't gotten to yet that I don't realize I have to get to. So my goal is essentially to do that. So whatever that entails, finish my developmental edits. I think I mentioned earlier, I can't remember if it's before, pregnancy brain is real, before we went live, is my self-imposed deadline for my edits is next Friday. And I have about 5-6-ish chapters left to like technically edit, but then I wanted to do like a run through of that. So my goals are that. And essentially I'm just working toward that, like finishing it. If I can get all the steps in order, then that's great. But if I can't, I'm going to give myself grace, because I'm also trying to prepare for my first kids. So I have a lot on my plate. So that's kind of what my goals are. They aren't as specific and measurable and all the SMART goal type deal, but as much as I can done beforehand. But edits are kind of the biggest thing right now. So
yeah. Have you got like a plan for sort of the marketing side of things yet? Or
I do. I have grand plans actually, and involve like YouTube videos and like different really cool like character interview type deals and reels, and I have it all in my head. And so I have that. I'm like, I want to get all that done. I want to schedule those actually too, because I have one of the scheduling apps or whatever. But I was like, if I can't do that, maybe I can get everything filmed. Is kind of what my goal is, and then maybe I can take it and I can edit it during baby naps or something like that, little by little as I go along.
I will say from experience, like the baby time is actually the easiest. Like people will tell you otherwise, but the baby time, like, yes, you're absolutely shattered from not having any sleep, but they stay there. They stay where you put them. And like if you're holding them, they're happy. If they're being fed, they're happy. Like generally, babies are quite easy. It's when they start crawling and moving and you put them down and then they're gone, that's when it gets hard.
Perfect. Then I'll be fine. Why am I worried?
Yeah, I'm like relying on my maternity leave. I'm like, maternity leave is when I'm going to be so productive.
I can do this. Yes. Yeah. So it's like little things like that. Like I know I need to get done, but I haven't really sat down and like, okay, I need to do X, Y, Z, where I have these ideas in my head. So like, I need to kind of figure that out. But like I said, I'm a type B person. I probably just need to color code it, write it out, whatever, but I have yet to do that.
Yeah. See, I'm like a full-on type A person and I'm like spreadsheets and color coding.
That's my dream though. I wish I could do that.
I'll send you my spreadsheet and then you can just fill it in with your things.
You know what? I appreciate you being my life coach, Becca.
Well, that sounds like a very sensible goal. I think that, you know, trying to get as much done before the baby arrives is probably a good idea. But yeah, it's all very, very exciting. I can't wait to see like how you go about marketing things like in the new year. It's going to be very, very exciting. So if you are watching, do feel free to pop your goals in the comments because we would love to see them. I'm going to go through some of mine. So as I said, I've just finished doing the structural edits and I'm still a little bit broken from it.
Bless you.
One of my other goals was actually also to increase my social media presence because I just feel like now that I've actually got a book coming out, I probably need to spend more time working on that.
Maybe.
It's weird. I find social media, like some days I'm really on it and I'm like, I've got tons of ideas and I'm like really motivated to do it. And then other days I'm just like, I can't be bothered. I know it sounds awful, doesn't it? But that's why I thought this video would be almost a little bit easier to do like a live stream than trying to sit down and do a video and then edit it and then upload it and everything. So
yes,
call me lazy, but yeah,
no, I'm with you
up there. But actually the YouTube stuff is doing great. Like I'm really happy with how it's grown. Basically since I started doing content on traditional publishing, that's really massively boosted me. So that's been lovely. Thank you all for coming along and subscribing. So I've now got, well, obviously my main goal is I've just received my second round of edits. So that is my absolute number one goal, is to get those done. Again, I've got 2 weeks. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I say it's much more manageable than the first round. So I'm not feeling as intimidated as I was with the first round. So that's good. I would also like to come up with an actual social strategy because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I just kind of post when I feel like it and I'm not doing regular content. Everyone says like it's all about being regular, like going on Instagram however many times a day and uploading to YouTube once a week or whatever. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Like I just don't think it's within my capabilities. But I would quite like to do like bi-weekly videos maybe. I don't know. I need to figure out like what time I can actually devote to social media and come up with some kind of strategy and actually use it as well. So yeah, but then also just to make things like even more stressful is the book deal I've got is actually a 2-book deal. So the second book is coming out.
You're just a rock star. Oh my word.
The second book is coming out at the end of next year. So 2 books in 1 year. And it's not even finished yet. The first draft isn't even finished yet. It's due to my editor. They want to see it in March. So I'm focusing on my edits for book 1, but then I do also need to be writing book 2. I'm over 50% on draft 1 of book 2. But yeah,
That's not bad.
Yeah, I've
Pretty good.
broken past the, like, you get like the muddy middle horrible bit. Yeah, I've broken past that. I managed to get through that, so that's good. But yeah, it's trying to sort of, I don't know, it's weird working on 2 books at once. I don't know if you've ever tried that.
Well, that's how I keep myself focused, actually, as I work on at least like 3 projects at once, but they're all in different stages, kind of like you. Like, I have one I'm drafting usually, one I'm editing, and then one I'm outlining or just like brainstorming. So yeah, it's hard, but it's also like I enjoy it because like I can, like, if I get stuck on one, I can move to the other project. Your story is a little bit different because you have to get yours done at certain times.
Yeah, I can't really just give up my edits, be like, I don't feel like editing today, I'm going to do some drafting.
Yeah.
Because then it just makes my deadline.
Can't.
But yeah, it's trying to sort of figure out when I'm going to, but again, I'm totally relying on maternity leave and the fact that I'm not going to be working a full-time job, because at the moment I'm trying to do all of this and work a full-time job, which is just impossible. So I'm thinking, like, come November, yes, I will be absolutely shattered, and what I write will probably be like sleepless, crazy mum stuff. You'll probably be able to tell what I wrote at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Like,
but
I don't understand what that word is. What I'm trying to say.
But yeah, I am hoping that not having the full-time job there will allow me to work on book 2 a little bit more. I would like to, by the end of the year, I would like to get to sort of like at least the 3/4 mark, and then I can sort of finish it off and punch it out in January, because I actually, the end of the book, I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm just not sure how to get from where I am to there. So yeah,
you can do it. I believe in you.
So yeah, that's those are my goals, I guess. It's just making sure that book 1 is edited and making sure that book 2 is written by March, and then coming up with some kind of social strategy. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, but I know YouTube's going to be part of it because I'm really enjoying YouTube. So
good.
Yeah, and you've got a channel as well, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. I do. That's taken a back burner because, like you said, like social media can just be overwhelming, especially when you're on like a deadline or trying to get something done. It's hard to find that balance, I guess, between promoting and just being on social, just being there, and then working on your book. Because I mean, that's the reason why you're doing social media anyway, really, is because you're writing a book, and so it's hard to balance that. I found out.
Yeah.
But like I was telling Jason the other day, I was like, he was like, "How have you done with YouTube?" I was like, "Well, I haven't posted in about like a month or so, just because I've been so busy. But I have so many ideas for what I want to film. I haven't found the time."
Yeah.
I have like a whole list of videos I want to do, but I'm like, when can I do it? I don't know. So maybe
I think live streams are the way to go. Like, I feel like this has been really productive because I've got a video now that I can post that I don't have to edit.
Also a good point.
Although I probably should edit it because I've probably talked absolute nonsense in this video, but you know, it's raw, it's real life.
There you go. We're genuine, legit. We're people.
Yeah. Great. So I'm feeling really motivated now, and I actually kind of want to go downstairs and start my edit.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is a good thing. So yeah, I really hope this has been helpful, like hearing us talk through our kind of thought process when it comes to setting goals and things. And yeah, good luck, Alli, with everything that you've got going on and with the baby.
Yes, you as well. Like basically same to you, ditto.
And yeah, you should definitely follow Alli. I've left all of her details down in the description box, so go and check her out. Her book is fantastic, so when it does come out, you should definitely read it. And yeah, I hope you're all very well and getting on with your goals too. So thank you so much for joining me, Alli.
Thanks for having me. It's been so fun.
And we should do it again.
Agreed.
Nice little hair flick there. I'm totally wearing my dressing gown, by the way, in case.
I love it. Like, it's super fancy.
I'm full on in like evening, because it's like 8:30 my time, so I'm full on evening, getting ready to go to bed now.
I would already be in bed at your time. I'm just gonna be honest. Usually I've been bed by then.
All right. I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye.